Hello everybody, 4-star here, and we are back with another Jets franchise mode in Madden 2004. And we are here in week 17, final week of the season here. We are going to be taking on the Browns in this episode, and we're going to be looking at the year review. I believe after the regular season is done, all the awards are going to be handed out, so we're going to see how we look in the awards category after this. But right now, we still have a shot here to get one of the top seeds here. Now we're gonna simulate the week, and we're gonna see what we need to do to get ourselves in proper seeding. Right now we are the 4th seed in the AFC here. The Patriots and the Chargers are both clinched, and the division title look like it's still in the air. I don't know how, but it looks like the Patriots here, they've basically clinched the AFC East because they beat us twice. So they have the Cardinals next, and then the Cardinals have clinched their playoff spot. The Chiefs, I believe they need the Chiefs to lose here against I forgot what team. Oh, it was the Ravens. And the Ravens need to just keep their record going. The Dolphins, I guess they're looking for a loss between either the Steelers or the Ravens to get into the playoffs here. That would be nice if they could get in. Then it would be 3 teams in our division that made it to the playoffs. But right now, it looks like we are pretty safe where we're at, so we might be sitting our starters here. I might be sitting Chad, but I might play them just in case. So we're definitely going to have to see what shakes up here. And also on the NFC, the Saints and the Packers have clinched their seeding, and the Saints have clinched the divisional. So congratulations to the Saints. The Rams have clinched their divisional as well. They are 9-6. Cowboys are 9-6. Lions are 9-6, and it looks like it's going to be a bout between the Panthers, the Bucks, Eagles for the 6th seed. So let's get right into the scheduling, and let's see who wins and loses their games. All right, guys, so looking at the schedule here after the sim, the Colts beat the Jaguars, so they look like they are locked in for the playoffs. The Cowboys beat the Bengals here. They end up 10-6 after a 7-0 start. The Chiefs destroy the Ravens by 28 here, 48-20 here. So they put a big exclamation point on their season here. This was the game of the week, and they end up 12-4. The Eagles beat the Steelers here, 9-7. So it looks like the Dolphins might have a shot here. And it looks like the Eagles are going to be making it to the playoffs. Falcons, the Giants beat the Falcons, so they go 8-8. The Bills beat the Dolphins, so the Bills upset the Dolphins here on a Sunday afternoon game here, and it looks like the Dolphins are not going to make it to the playoffs here at 8-7-1. So the Vikings here, they lose to the Packers. The Packers are obviously going to be looks like they clinched the home field here at 11-5. This is funny because the Buccaneers just beat the Panthers 9-0, so they beat them 6-3 here, and they're going to the playoffs here at 9-7. Bears beat the Titans. Redskins beat the Lions here in overtime, so the Lions will not have a 10-win season here. And the Redskins play spoilers here, but the Lions are still going to make it to the playoffs. Chargers end up their season 13-3, so it looks like they're gonna wrap up the 1 seed. Seahawks beat the 49ers. The 49ers beat the Seahawks, and the Patriots beat the Cardinals. So 2 13-3 teams here. We're gonna take a look at the standings now. Looks like not too much has changed here. So the Chiefs are 12-4 here. So, and all the other teams here are looking like 9-7. So it looks like the Colts are gonna be out, but we'll see once the playoffs hit, once the game ends here. But it looks like we got a couple more games here. Raiders and Texans. That doesn't mean anything, but the Saints and the Rams, that does mean something here. So hopefully after that we'll see what happens here. It looks like that might be for the 1st seed. If the Rams beat the Saints, they might tie up here and get the 1 seed, but I'm gonna have to look again here. And it looks like the Packers are gonna have the 1 seed here, and unless the Saints do something and win, they might end up with the 1 seed, but we'll see after this match. But let's get right into it here. We're gonna be taking on the Browns for our last week of the season. Alrighty, guys, for our last home game of the season, we are taking on the lowly Browns here in East Rutherford in a frigid 26-degree weather, but it's not windy here today, so that's it. That is a positive here for our fans. We did have a fan appreciation night for our last game of the season, so that's why you see a lot of full stands. I'm gonna be doing more of those so we can get at least like near 100% capacity for our stadium here. We've been floating around like 86-87% all year. Here comes the kickoff, and here comes Walls with a nice return here, breaking free at past the 50, at the 40, and then there's a flag on the play. Thank you, Lord, as I thought we were going to give up 7 points at the beginning of the game to a 2-13 team. That would have been very, very embarrassing, but we get bailed out there by a clipping call for the officials. Yes, I did pay the officials this game so we can ensure ourselves a nice little win. But jokes aside, they do get the ball here near the 40-yard line, and Amon Green, who remembers Amon Green on the Browns? Because I don't. I always remember him as a Packer there. But Tim Couch will give Donnie Abraham his 4th interception of the year here, and finally another interception here from our star corners here. As you can see, we are desperately missing Aaron Beasley here. He was an interception king. With 5 interceptions on the year this season. We have Brooks Bollinger in here as he tries to throw this one to Moss. He drops the ball. It's going to be a 3rd down here as we have Lamont Jordan as our starting running back this week, as we don't have too much to play for here. But I trust Brooks Bollinger will get us a nice little win here as he gets a nice screenplay to Braylon Edwards, and Braylon Edwards will take this inside the 10-yard line. So the only replacements we have is Brooks Bollinger and Lamont Jordan, as they are going to be our starting running back and quarterback this week. Here comes a 2nd goal here for Brooks Bollinger. He throws this one a little bit offside here, but Braylon Edwards still gets the catch there and makes it a 3rd and goal at the 1-inch line as we give this one to Lamont Jordan, and he will get another touchdown on to his season. He's had an amazing year so far, about 200 yards so far. I believe he's going to have a lot more after this game, but he's had a decent season, and his contract is coming up at the end of this one, so hopefully we can re-sign him to a good deal, a good enough deal for us to, you know, get him back in the saddle and eventually replace Curtis Martin. But after a 3-and-out there by the Cleveland Browns, we get the ball here, 3rd and 6 for Brooks Bollinger. Bollinger looking, nobody's open. He's going to keep rolling off to the left here, and he's going to throw a fader to Braylon Edwards, but it's going to be off the target. It's going to be a 4th down, and we're going to have to punt the ball away. Here comes Davis here. He gets a nice little 5-yard gain here for the Browns. Tim Couch here. Going to give it to Amon Green once again. Amon Green breaks a tackle and gets a nice 1st down there, getting it to the 40-yard line here. The Browns have not had a good season at all. They did get some good draft picks on defense, but they're going to need a lot more offense here. I don't believe Tim Couch is the guy. But if you play us, he might be the guy because, at least every quarterback at least gets at least like a touchdown or 2 on us as he gives this one to Hayden once again. 1st down. 2nd down and 8 here for the Cleveland Browns here. They're going to give it right back to Amon Green, but he meets up with Corey Webster with the tackle. Nice little open field tackle for him. 3rd down and 6 here. Tim Couch is going to give this one to Jackson, but he meets up with Sam Garnes, man. And Sam Garnes gets a nice hit there, and they will be forced to kick a field goal, and now it is a 4-point game. 2nd down and 7 here for Brooks Bollinger here. Nice pocket. Going to throw this one down the middle to Wayne Corbett. Gets a nice 1st down. 1st and 10 here. We're going to give this one to Lamont Jordan again, and look at the stick moves on that one, getting a nice little gain there, about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 here for Bollinger. Bollinger rolling off to the right here, and then Bollinger turns on the Jets here as he gets a nice little 1st down and a little bit more there as he gets a nice little scramble there. 2nd down and 7 here. Bollinger going to give this one to Wayne Corbett here, and just short of the 1st down here, so it's going to be a 3rd and inches call. And we're going to give this one to BJ Askew. Get your fullbacks involved, folks. He has been a very, very formidable fullback here, as he has gotten the nod for the Pro Bowl as the starting fullback there. We give this one to Braylon Edwards. He gets a nice little 1st down. Here comes Brooks Bollinger again, finding wide open Randy Moss, and of course their safeties can't tackle either. So Santana Moss is going to get a nice little touchdown there to make it an 11-point game. So here comes Amon Green there, going to get nothing there as Corey Webster is on his shutdown mode. It's going to be 3rd and 9 here for Tim Couch. Couch going to throw this one into double coverage there, and John McGraw with a nice little tip away there. I believe that John McGraw will not be coming back for us here. We're going to be looking for safeties in the free agency, and I do not care about any type of cap penalty here. Look at Brooks Bollinger here, going to try to float this one to Lamont Jordan, but number 92 says no. 3rd down and 5 here for Bollinger. Bollinger stepping up into the pocket, gives the Wayne Corbett 1st down Merchant, and he gets another one for our boys. It's going to be a 3rd and long situation after a few bad plays. We're going to just heave this one up to Santana Moss, but as you can see why he's the best wide receiver in the league. Throws it up in the air, and he gets up and catches it. What a day, and now you see he's flexing, rightfully so here. 2nd down and 10, we try to give it to him on the screen, no go there. So it's going to be 3rd down and 10 here. Bollinger looking, rolling off in the pocket, tries to give it to Curtis Conway. It's going to be no good. And we're going to have to kick the field goal here with Nick Brown. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and we extend our lead to 14 here in the 1st half. Here comes Tim Couch once again. He's going to give this one to Morgan, Quincy Morgan there, as they highlighted him because they couldn't highlight nobody else on our team because all our main starters are basically not in, except for like our starting wide receiving core and basically our entire defense. As Corey Webster finally gets an interception. Finally, he gets his 1st career interception this year. And we tried to give this one to Ty Streets. He can't hold on to it, but I told you guys before, I was waiting for the day that Corey Smith wants to become a hero and get an interception. He finally does, especially at the final game of the season. I am so proud of him. He has had great improvements to the team, and he's added some speed to this defense as well, which we were lacking the entire season, basically. It's going to be 3rd and 16 here. I try out a little screen play here for Curtis Martin, and he can't hold on to it. So we're going to have to punt this ball right back to the Browns. Unfortunately, we couldn't take advantage of that interception. But here comes Tim Couch as he's going to take advantage of our corners, getting, I believe that was Quincy Morgan, wide open there for a catch. 1st down and 10 here. Tries to give it to him again, but it's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 here, man in motion, single back formation for Couch. Couch going to find Hyde in there. He's going to get the 1st down here, but they ran out of timeout, so they will go with the no huddle. Couch had a wide open Amon Green on the right side there. I know you guys saw it. He was as open can be there, but he doesn't give it to him because, of course, his awareness is dog water. So they're going to try to get a screen there. It's going to be no good, and the kick is good there from Dawson. And we're going to end up here with a big lead here, 11-point lead here, 17-6 as we get the ball here in the 2nd half here. Reed's going to get the catch here, and look at the stick skills. Going left and then going right and then breaking a tackle, and that is Reed there, our rookie safety, and he will take it all the way back for 6. I am hoping and praying for his development there, and that is going to help a lot there as he takes it all the way to the house to start off the 2nd half. And what a day for our fans here, getting to see us in a nice win and getting some free autographed footballs here as I put that in the owner mode for a fan appreciation night. But we need more fan appreciation nights. I've been very much neglectful of the owner mode portion of this. I put the ticket prices down for the upper level, but I feel like I should do more fan appreciation nights. I got more money on the billboards, like the advertisements and stuff, like TV, radio, all that type of stuff. I've had that all season, and we still have made a profit because, of course, we're a successful team. So more people are going to come to the stands when your team is winning. And, of course, which now is going to be 12 wins if we manage to beat the Browns here, the fans are going to keep coming. And one thing and one tip that I can give to you guys who are playing Madden 04 is that if you guys do head to the playoffs, raise them ticket prices up. Don't raise them up too high, but raise those ticket prices up. The fans are going to pay for it because they want to see their team. So as we were talking here, they have gotten into the red zone here, and look at Davis using his little stick moves there, putting it into a goal-to-goal situation. But he does not, the officials say he does not get the 1st down here, so it's going to be a 2nd and 1. But Hayden says no, not to worry there as he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. And now it is back to an 11-point game for the 3rd time in a row. So here comes Lamont Jordan getting just about a yard there. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Brooks Bollinger going to find Curtis Martin, who should have been sitting out this entire game here, but he was a 3rd down back, and I forgot to replace him. I definitely replaced him after this. But he got the 1st down there. Just want to make a little cameo appearance there. And here comes Braylon Edwards with a nice slant route 1st down. He's always been getting those all season. And look at Terrell Davis, TD, getting some yards as well here. And look at the stick moves from Terrell Davis here at the end of the 3rd. bouncing off of the rookie and getting that first down there. Good job there from Terrell Davis. But we're going to give it right back to Lamont Jordan as he is well rested, and he will get the first down here. And as you can see here, we are just running that clock down here. Brooks Bollinger can't find anyone, tries to scramble, but he gets sacked there by number 96. Bollinger almost throws a pick there as number 57 was on a spy. 3rd and goal here. We're going to try to give it to Moss. It gets tipped away by number 96, but Moss still gets the catch off the deflection, and the blockers still block after the screen, and he gets his 2nd touchdown of the night here. And he ends up getting about 20 receiving touchdowns in the year. An amazing record here for the New York Jets. And look at Johnson. Johnson does not care. He's going to take it to the house here before he goes off into the sunset here, and he gets a touchdown there. They're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 10-point game here. Amon Green gets enough to get the 2-point conversion here. He got the toss play there. He just got enough to get in there. As we get shut down on that run here, as we get our possession here. Just over 7 minutes left here. Brooks Bollinger looking. Can't find anyone. He's going to just throw this and heave it deep to Braylon Edwards, but it's going to get tipped away. And we will punt this ball back to Cleveland here. Now Cleveland having a sliver of a chance here. Still has plenty of time here to try to come back, getting a touchdown and then making another stop on defense. And they could be right back in this one as they give it to Quincy Morgan here on that 2nd down. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 here for Couch. Couch going to throw a quick pass there, and John Abraham almost got the interception. Both Coward and Abraham almost got the interception here. It's going to be a 4th down here, and Green gets some nice blocks here as he gets the 4th down toss play once again, just like the 2-point conversion. He gets the first down. I'm going to give this one to Johnson once again, and he's going to get the first down. 2nd down and 10 here for Couch. The clock is ticking here. Couch throwing this one, and Victor Hobson just deflects it off of his backside there and almost tried to get the pick there. It's going to be 3rd down here for Couch. Couch going to throw this one almost into Sam Coward there, and it's going to be nearly intercepted. But they're going to try to go for the field goal here, but the kick is no good here as Dawson just doesn't put enough leg on it. And we will get the ball here with the 10-point advantage here. Lamont Jordan with a nice little run here. And once again, I'm just trying to stat pad Lamont Jordan here, just trying to give him a nice progression on the season. 2nd down and 6 here. Bollinger going to give this one to Jordan once again. Gets a nice little gain here. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. And of course, we're gonna trust Lamont Jordan here. He's been a great 3rd down back here. Breaks a tackle from Robert Griffith, and that will get the first down here. It's gonna be a 3rd down and 5 here. We try to throw this one to Lamont Jordan off the screen, but it's going to be no good. So with the final timeout, Cleveland takes it. We're just gonna kick the field goal and make this back into a 13-point game. So here we go, 13 seconds left for Couch here, but Sean Ellis is going to get his final sack of the year, his 9th of the year, and he will end the game for us here. We win this one 34-21, and what a nice fan appreciation night for the fans as we go home with the victory here. Let's take a look at the stats around here. We had a great game so far, as Brooks Bollinger shows out, getting 3 touchdowns, no picks there, 136 yards. Cannot complain from the young buck there at 24 years old. Lamont Jordan, 77 yards and a touchdown. Man, with this line, we can make anybody famous here. Braylon Edwards with a touchdown. Santana Moss with 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns here. A great day for him. Corey Webster getting 9 tackles. Sean Ellis getting a sack and interceptions from both Webster and Abraham. I don't know what that says about our corners, but I think it's very, very positive, guys, as we go into the playoffs here. So let's take it to LiveCon 4-star here as he reviews the stats and the awards that the Jets got. Let's get right into it. All right, guys, and after this game, we just tied the record for most receiving touchdowns in a season here. We tied Jerry Rice's record of 22 here. Congratulations to Santana Moss here. He had an amazing game here today against the Browns. 2 receiving touchdowns to break that record. An amazing year for our offense. So let's get right into who we're going to face here in the playoffs, and then we're going to look at the stats and then the awards. All right, guys, so we're going to be taking on the Ravens here once again here in New Year's. We're going to be taking on the Ravens here. We are the, I believe, the 5th seed. We're going to be taking on the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium here. Then the Eagles are going to take on the Saints. The Chiefs are going to take on the Colts, and the Buccaneers are going to take on the Cowboys. Our 1 and 2 seeds were the Chargers and the Patriots. And then the 1 and 2 seeds in the NFC was the Packers and the Rams. And of course, if you saw last season's video, the Packers took on the Rams here for the NFC Championship game, so we might be getting a repeat of that. All right, so taking a look at the stats here for the Jets here, the Chad Pennington, what a year for him. 4,700 yards, 45 touchdowns, 28 picks, an amazing season here as he will go on to win the MVP, the most valuable player, the quarterback of the year as well, from the AFC and the NFL, and the AFC's most valuable player as well. For rushing, we had Curtis Martin get 1,500 yards, an amazing feat from last season, which he only got 1,200 yards last season. He did have more touchdowns, but of course, you know, he's a goal line merchant. We had to share the goal line with Lamont Jordan. 306 yards, 6 touchdowns, an amazing season from him. I cannot wait to hopefully re-sign him and then have him as the running back number 1 once Curtis Martin finally decides to retire. And then BJ Askew getting that Pro Bowl invite here. He was a rookie last season, and now he is very much came into his own here. 99 yards and 3 touchdowns, an amazing feat from him. For receiving, we had Wayne Corbett here, 72 receptions here, 920 yards, 4 touchdowns. He was our receptions leader for receiving yards. Obviously, Santana Moss, 1296 with 22 touchdowns. And then Braylon Edwards, the breakout rookie, man. I'm so glad that he has turned out to be one of the best wide receivers here. Of course, we drafted him in the first round. We got him here, I believe, in like the 20th pick in the draft. 62 receptions, 1,020 yards, 13 touchdowns, an amazing season from him. For our guards here, as you can see here, we got a bunch of them in the Pro Bowl. I believe our whole starting 5 is in the Pro Bowl here. Nutton is in the Pro Bowl. Askew's even in the Pro Bowl. Zod, Malway, Kareem McKenzie, and Fabini. And look at Fabini go, man. He won Offensive Lineman of the Year 2 years in a row here for both the AFC and the NFL. And now he's getting his second Pro Bowl nod. What a year from him. 138 pancakes, only 3 sacks allowed. McKenzie, a growing star on this team. 108 pancakes and 6 sacks allowed. And Kevin Malway, always a legend here. 10 years in the game, so far so good. 105 pancakes, 2 sacks allowed, an amazing feat for our offensive line. And then taking a look at the defense here, our tackles leader is Victor Hobson, man, and a growing star here as he is coming off his sophomore season. 14 tackles for loss, 9 sacks. He ties Sean Ellis here, and he has an interception as well. Our interceptions leader was Aaron Beasley. Obviously, he was a stud. Donnie Abraham was right behind him with 4 interceptions. And then Corey Webster finally getting his interceptions here, along with a sack this season. Victor Hobson getting an INT, and Sam Cowher getting an INT as well. Yeah, Victor Hobson and Corey Webster are definitely our shining stars this year. And of course, Aaron Beasley, if he can stay healthy, we're looking for more and more INTs from him, but he is getting up there in age. And then our kicker, he had a phenomenal year as well. Nick Brown, 19 of 20 field goals here, and look at those extra points, 73 of 73. Absolutely insane. I mean, that's a testament to how many touchdowns we scored this year. Just touchdowns on touchdowns on touchdowns. We were one of the best offenses in the league, and we're just going to keep going from here. As you can see here, we were front runner for MVP for about like 4 weeks here, even taking a week off. Chad Pennington here destroyed the MVP rankings here, as Kurt Warner wasn't even really close here. I mean, he had 4,000 yards, but we had 500 more than him. We had way more touchdowns than him. We had 14 more touchdowns than him. It was basically a landslide for MVP, and congratulations to Chad Pennington here. Offensive Player of the Year, LaDainian Tomlinson is right behind him with Santana Moss and Chad Pennington, and even Curtis Martin here. So congratulations to LaDainian. Jason Gilden, an amazing year for the Steelers here. He gets the Defensive Player of the Year, 12 sacks and 5 INTs. What a season from him. And we're going right into the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Braylon Edwards, obviously he's going to get that, but it was close between him and Roy Williams. But I think the one thing that edged it out was not only the average yards, but the touchdowns. He had 13 touchdowns out of 62 receptions and 16.4 yards per catch. it was basically an obvious choice here. Better luck next time, Roy Williams. Even though he won't be eligible for Offensive Rookie of the Year, you only get one shot at it. But what a year for Braylon Edwards here this season. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to DJ Williams. He had a great year. Best quarterback obviously is Chad Pennington. Best running back, LaDainian Tomlinson. Best wide receiver is going to go to Santana Moss. He was the wide receiver of the year. And right behind him was Bethel Johnson, who basically got almost got wide receiver of the year because of just our 2 games alone. He had at least like 4 touchdowns between the 2 games that he had with us. But Santana Moss, congratulations to him. 22 touchdowns, tying the record with the great Jerry Rice here, and 1,296 receiving yards and 65 receptions. An amazing year from him. As you can see, our whole offensive line was in the running for Offensive Lineman of the Year, but Fabini will take the cape once again, 2 years running, and he has 138 pancakes on the year. Jamal Williams will win D Lineman of the Year. Jason Gilden will win Best Linebacker. Mike Minter with 8 INTs and 82 tackles. Amazing year for him. And even taking one to the house, he gets Best DB. Matt Stover wins Best Kicker over our kicker, Nick Brown. And I wish we would have got it because we had way more extra points than almost basically anybody in the league here. But Matt Stover had more field goals made, even though there were a lot of kickers who had way better stats here. You can even bring in Vanderjagt here, or even John Cassay here, because they had way more field goals made than he had. But a win is a win. So Matt Stover, congratulations to him. And then finally, Coach of the Year goes to Bill Belichick. I mean, what a turnaround, right? 13-3. Right behind him was Schottenheimer, and then we had Coach Herm Edwards here for our New York Jets here going into 3rd. And then behind him was Dick Vermeil, and behind him was Jim Haslett. Alright guys, so that is it for this video here. Next time we are taking on the Ravens in M&T Bank Stadium here. As you can look at the stats here, we should be in the running to win this game, but it's going to be our 2nd game. We had a lot of mistakes in our last go around against them. They have one of the best defenses in the league. We have one of the worst. We have the best offenses in the league, and they have one of the worst. So it should be a good matchup between the best offense and the best defense to see who's going to face off against these teams in the divisional round. Hopefully you guys are going to be there to see it. Like and subscribe on the video, like the playlist here. We are doing extraordinary things here for this year, and I cannot wait for the off season here, either when we win the Super Bowl or we don't win the Super Bowl. But it's been a phenomenal year for me already for this series. I am very much enjoying it. I'm very much enjoying Madden 04, but we got a lot more in the tube for the future. So hopefully you guys are along for the ride. We'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.